What's up guys, Jacob Sipkin here for Juggernaut Training Systems. Today we're talking about some common misconceptions and mistakes in training programming for competitive CrossFitters. First thing we're going to talk about is mistaking improvements in maximal strength for improvements in strength endurance. Okay? Now it seems to make sense on the surface. I'm going to push up my 1 rep max deadlift and any kind of sub-maximal load is going to get easier. If I go from a 500 to a 600 deadlift, handling 315 for reps gets easier. There's a few holes in this idea. Okay? The first one is training economy. This theory holds up pretty well when we're talking about going from a deadlift that's 300 pounds to 350. Obviously going from 300 to 350 means now you can handle 315. When we start talking about the difference with a guy who's already deadlifting 500 plus pounds, now we're talking, what difference do we get going from 500 to 550? Sure, it's going to help, but let's think about what it takes to get from a 500 to a 550 pound deadlift. That's a lot harder than getting from 300 to 350. What do we lose on the training economy side of things? How much effort am I putting into increasing that deadlift? Maybe I could put a little less effort in, go up 10 pounds from 500 to 510. How much impact is that going to have on my ability to move 315 quickly or for a lot of reps? Probably not much. What I'm going to have to do instead is take a big chunk of my training time, a lot of my effort and energy, and focus on putting 50 more pounds in that deadlift. Maybe it pays off, maybe 315 is easier. What am I going to sacrifice in order to get there? Okay? So training economy is huge. We have to consider what we're going to give up to make those improvements. When I could train high reps with 315, keep improving my deadlift, don't make it my main priority, and by doing that strength endurance work, high reps with lower loads, 315 in WODs, I'm going to get the same effect without having to bias my training towards a 1 rep max deadlift. So number 2 is specificity of adaptation. No matter how much work I put into getting my 1 rep max deadlift heavier, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to carry over to my ability to perform high rep deadlifts with lower loads. We have to make the aerobic adaptations happen as well as the force production adaptations. There's simply no way to do that just by pushing 1 rep max up. We have to improve aerobic fitness, both with specific training for strength endurance, high rep deadlifts with those sub-maximal loads, and also with general energy systems improvements, with improving aerobic fitness, improving lactic fitness, and there's simply no way to do that just by training for 1 rep max deadlift or whatever movement you're looking at. Number 3 is the relevance of volume, tolerance, and recovery. Training for a 1 rep max deadlift does not prepare you for what it's going to take to recover from a workout with 45 deadlifts at 315 or with 100 deadlifts with 180, whatever the weight is, whatever the reps are. You have to train within those rep schemes, within those ranges and weights in order to be ready to recover from them. In a sport like CrossFit, where we're competing multiple events across multiple days, one of the most important factors is going to be how well you recover from event to event, from day to day, from day 1, 2, 3, or even 4 at the level of the CrossFit Games. You're not going to prepare your body for that by training for only pulling a single rep.